Welcome to PR Powerhouse, helping female entrepreneurs to get in the press and to gain PR. I'm Jo Swan, and I'll be sharing how to harness the power of the media to boost your credibility and business visibility, no matter what stage in business you're at. Because I'm on a mission to show you that PR is not just for the big boys. In this show, you'll learn how to reach out to journalists and own your place in the press, because you are ready to become a PR powerhouse.
Hello, and welcome to the next episode of PR Powerhouse. I apologise for not quite managing to fit one in last week, but I was in LA and do you know what? I wasn't organised. I wasn't prepared enough to get one done before I went. And there was just a bit too much going on to manage to record one whilst I was there. So what I thought I would do today is a little bit of a reflection of my time in LA, which was very special, very illuminating, very powerful. And whilst it's not necessarily going to be an episode particularly about PR, I just thought it would be really interesting for me to share some of my thoughts with you. So it's a little bit of a musing this episode, and I just thought I would share some of the things that I took away from my experience of hanging out in LA with the fabulous Niyc Pidgeon and also lots of other really ambitious female entrepreneurs, which just being in a room with people like that, you automatically learn a lot from. So I just thought that this might be a nice time to just take a little minute and just to look back on what I've taken away from that week. Okay, so I'm going to put it in a little bit of context here, what this is all about. So recently, I have joined up to a high-level mastermind with the incredible Niyc Pidgeon. Now, if you've not come across Niyc, she is a positive psychologist, she's a coach, she has got over 10 years of online business experience, she's an absolute powerhouse of a human, but also has got the biggest heart. She's just a person that I've always connected with, always loved following. And yeah, recently I kind of took the leap to actually throw myself into her world and to be coached by her. So it's super exciting to find yourself in a position where actually it's proper up-level time. It really is up-level time. And I just couldn't think of anyone better to connect with, to help me get to the next level that I want to be. So in these episodes, I talk so much about the power of connecting to your business, of connecting to your message, and of making more impact. And that's where I'm at. I want to make more impact. I'm at that point in my business where I feel like we've done a lot of great stuff and I just want to do more of it. I just want to help more people, reach more people, get my message out there so that more people can be empowered by my knowledge and can make the most of the experience that I have got, because I kind of feel like that's the whole point of me having done what I've done so far, going through, living through, working through some tough years in corporate space, because actually what I've brought from there is so useful and so helpful to small businesses, and we can really help level the playing field using PR to actually get some exposure for businesses like us that need to have a voice, businesses like you who need to have a voice because you've got a really important mission and message to share. So yeah, I'm definitely at a point now where I was starting to feel a little bit frustrated that we weren't quite getting to enough people. We weren't quite having the impact that I really wanted to have. So it was time for me to invest in myself and to walk the walk. And I think it's useful for you to kind of get this context, because obviously me showing up here every week, trying to tell you guys how to raise your game, how to step up, how to be more visible, how to get that mission out there. I am doing this too. So yeah, I thought that little bit of context would be handy. So what's involved as part of this mastermind is that I get to go to LA and hang out with other multiple 6-figure and 7-figure business owners. And I'm not going to lie, if you've seen any of my socials, you know that threw me into a bit of a wobble, because I felt very much out of my depth. I felt very much, not intimidated, because that's not the right word, because I know a lot of these ladies, then they're incredible women. But I felt like, I think because the online space is still in terms of my business, relatively new to me. So I've had my business for over 15 years, and the massive majority of that time has been done offline. And so when I've entered the online space, I've kind of felt like a bit of a dinosaur, like I'm kind of coming at it from a back foot, whereas a lot of the other business owners that are really smashing it online are ones who have kind of just lived online. I've kind of built their business from online from day one. And so I kind of felt like I wasn't in that world, like I was a bit past it, like I wasn't kind of catching on fast enough. And when you put yourself in an environment of other really successful people, sometimes that makes you self-reflect, and then all the crap and all the imposter syndrome and all the self-doubt comes out. So I had a bit of a situation like that. And again, I think it just helps you know that kind of I do feel those things too. So, you know, when I'm saying to you, oh, it's time to get visible, it's time to get out there, you've got to stand behind your mission and your message, like that is all true. But I also know how scary that can feel, and actually how really taking that responsibility and really stepping up can make you question yourself in so many ways. That did happen. I did have a wobble when I was out there, but I reflected, I turned it around, and actually it was probably a good thing, because it was a good thing for me to have a chance to take stock and really actually just value everything that I have achieved, because we don't do that enough. We don't take the time to value what we have achieved. And this is something that we really encourage our clients to do. So when we start out with a client, we always start with doing a media bio. And the media bio, as many of you will know, is basically the foundations of your PR. It's absolutely the place where everything comes together and you just own it all. And the power of that, when you see all of that in one place, is really incredible, because you see your values that were always there, that you're really living strong. You see the things that are qualities in you that are very unique to you, that have actually been like a bloodline throughout your journey. And you also see the path that you've taken, and actually how you absolutely should have ended up exactly where you are. And when I was having my little wobble, I was thinking back to this. I was thinking back to all the things that we tell our clients. And I did a little bit of a job on myself in terms of, okay, right, I'm going to do like a little mini media bio in my head right now and actually just look back at all the things that I've achieved. And do you know what? There's a lot in terms of the sort of 20 years I've been in the media, 15 years I've been in business. There's a lot of things that I can kind of give myself a stamp for and go, do you know, that was quite impressive, or that was quite significant, or that was a pretty big achievement. And we just don't do that. So I was kind of forced to do that to make myself feel confident and comfortable in a really sort of high-powered environment. And ultimately, that brought me back to why I do what I do, and it brought me back to my mission. And so there's 3 things I want to talk to you about today, and they are the 3 M's. So the first one is mission. The second one is mentorship, and the third one is magnetism. So these are the 3 things that I've kind of reflected on and learned a few things around in the past few days, and the things that I want to share with you. Okay, so let's start with mission. Now, I am so lucky in the work that I do, that the clients that come to us are so strong on their mission, because more often than not, our clients are people who have quit the corporate world, who have left a really successful job usually, and decided that actually they wanted to use their skills in a different way. They wanted to use them in a way that had more power, that had more presence, that had more impact, that would do a bit more good, basically, than when they were working in the corporate space. And this is very much what I did when I did an about turn with our business and decided to stop working with the big corporates and to start working with individuals themselves, and particularly female entrepreneurs. Now, mission, when you've got such a strong mission, it really guides you. It literally is like a guiding star. And this was something that came out really heavily in the conversations that we were having in the mastermind. And these women that I was with, super successful, super ambitious, really owning their space. But they all had wobbles. They all had concerns about what was going on in their business. They all wanted to grow and learn and develop. But the thing that was absolutely 100% at their core was their mission. And I think one of the reasons why they show up so confidently and so credibly is because they were always coming back to their mission. Now, a lot of these women, their ambition is to make £1 million or $1 million. Like, that's their next goal that they're aiming for. But what really struck me was the fact that they weren't just aiming for that number because it was that number. The number was kind of insignificant. It was just more a level that they knew that they could reach if they upscaled or if they carried on to grow the way that they were. The thing that really sort of hit me about everyone that was going for that goal was the fact that it was coming back to their core mission, and all they were trying to do was to find new ways, other ways, bigger ways to actually get their mission out there and to do the work that they really care about doing. So yes, there was going to be a lovely byproduct of making lots of money, but that absolutely was not the main driver. It really wasn't the key focus at all. And the way that a lot of them have grown their businesses is through growing really, really engaged audiences, and audiences of a really great size. So they've put in the work consistently, they've put in the work to confidently stand behind their brands 100%, and they show up really regularly. So this is the other thing that was really, really apparent, that everyone that was really achieving literally have a very systematic presence, I'm going to say. Like they have a real system of showing up, and it's really consistent and it's really confident because they 100% feel it from their gut. They literally feel it from their heart in terms of what they're doing. So this is the thing that I think really struck me overall, that the mission comes first. And if you are 100% passionate about that, then you naturally grow all the other parts, because if the mission is really driving you and you 100 million% believe in it, then you take action. If your mission is completely and utterly driving you, then you want to show up consistently and confidently. And that's what your audience needs. And for you to be able to grow your audience, that's what you need to do. So it's kind of like an obvious progression, isn't it? That if you really are 100% committed and connected to that mission, then you are naturally going to grow. And I think when I was thinking about some of the clients that we've worked with that have been really, really early on in their business, and when they're having a few visibility fears, quite often it's because they just haven't dared to fully step in to that mission or that niche. Sometimes it's about a niche. It's about really deciding and defining that you are going to own a certain part of that space, and not trying to fluctuate, not trying to cover too much ground, not trying to be everything to everyone, and actually really confidently grab hold of that niche. Because that was absolutely something else that I saw. The most successful entrepreneurs in that room were the ones who had really grabbed hold of a niche and were not scared to just amplify that rather than dilute it and try to do other things just because they could. But actually the power was really the amplification of that niche and of that message to that really specific audience. So have a think about your mission, and have a think about how strongly that is guiding you and how powerfully it is positioning you. And if there's any question mark there at all in terms of it's not clear, it's not powerful enough, it's not confident enough, it's not specific enough, then I would challenge you to really have a think about digging a little bit deeper inside to really work out what that passion of yours is and the changes that you want to make, and really revisit those questions. Because if your mission is not strong enough and clear enough, and if it's too woolly or too broad, I don't think it's going to get you to the level of growth that you perhaps want, because I just don't think it will be strong enough to guide you there. And you need it to be like literally the thing that you jump out of bed for. Like one of my clients says that she doesn't have any choice about getting out of bed and getting out of bed with energy, because she knows what she's got to deliver that day, because she's literally driven to deliver on her mission. Like if you are not feeling that, there's probably something a bit wrong. There's something that's not quite in tune, and there's maybe something else you could do to just reevaluate what it is that you're actually doing all this for. Okay, so mission was number one. Number two is mentorship. And this is something that I value greatly. So I have always worked with coaches, business coaches, mentors, advisors through various different points of my business, because I really do appreciate that sort of external pair of eyes, that different opinion, that person who's already walked the path and the knowledge and experience that they can share. I do get quite impatient, and so I like to know that someone has achieved something and that there's a path to doing that. So I think mentorship is so powerful. And it literally just came to light right in front of my eyes when I was at this mastermind. So Nick, like I said, is an incredible mentor. And there must have been 15 women or so in the room, and we all had a chance to ask her very specific questions. And there was not one question that she didn't have an answer for. There was not one question that she couldn't respond to in some way, whether it was through direct advice or direct experience, or challenging us to consider something, or challenges us with a question, or really getting us to reevaluate and review what we were saying. It was just so powerful, and I have come away with such a clear plan of what I need to do to level up this business, and it's so exciting. It's so exciting because it is almost like a done deal. It feels like it's a done deal, and it feels like there's no way she's going to let me not do it because I just know that I'm in really safe hands. And that's something that a lot of our clients say to us, they actually come to us for accountability a lot of the time because they know they should be doing this stuff, but a lot of the time they don't do it. And it's either because they're scared or because they don't quite know how to do it, or quite often a mixture of the two. And when they've been left to their own devices, then they come unstuck because they come unstuck by fears. They come unstuck by bumps in the road. They come in stuck when things don't quite go to plan, or if their press release or that piece of content doesn't get picked up straight away, then they think it's a massive failure. And when you don't have someone with like their hand on your back to guide you and to tell you that it's fine and that, this is just normal and that this is the way out of it, then yes, you probably are going to just come up against a brick wall. But when you've got somebody that's by your side, that genuinely cares, that is a gentle prod, but also a nice arm around you, that is just something special. And that's something that we really pride ourselves on in all of our programs and all of our work with all of our clients of different levels. That actually, do you know what? It's about that relationship. It's about that connection, and it's about being that person that is there to enable others to succeed. That person that's there to genuinely support and guide and coach and advise and just be that extra pair of eyes and that extra push that we just sometimes need to really get us to that next level. So I'm super grateful for being able to be a part of this experience. And like I said, it's always been a part of my business strategy. So I'm sure that you guys have also got mentors of all different kinds, but I just wonder whether you've thought about it from a PR point of view. And did you even know that was a thing? So did you even know that you could get PR coaches, PR mentors? Or, did you just think, well, PR is something that people do for you, or PR is something that I learned to do myself? But actually, we kind of crossed that bridge. We kind of provide the tutoring and the training if that's what you want, or we do it for you if that's what you want. But most of the time it's a collaborative journey, it's a collaborative process, because I think you need to know how to do this stuff. I think you need to learn how to do it for the long term so that you've got it in your PR and your marketing toolbox. But I also think that sometimes you just need that push and that bit of support to actually get you to achieve some of the incredible things that you can achieve. And we are so proud of all of our clients that really step into this. And it's very rare that anybody does it in a very linear way, where there isn't any sort of wobbles in the road or there isn't any brick walls that we come up against, because it's a tricky thing to master PR in lots of different ways. So it's a real privilege for us to have that relationship with our clients. And I feel really lucky that I get to guide people in a similar way that Nick got to guide us. So I think mentorship was something that I came away really valuing from the perspective of everything that Nick had given to me, but also me really reevaluating the impact that we have on the people that we work with. And that made me feel very proud as well. Okay, so the last topic that I want to discuss today is magnetism. And this is a word that I've chosen because to me it feels like it really represents a strong connection, and it represents a real fire, like a real energy. And that's one of the things that I was so lucky to get from this retreat. I got some fabulous relationships. I got some absolutely incredible support from my fellow masterminders, and that feeling is so powerful. It's so powerful when you are doubting yourself. It's so powerful when you are on a mission and you are trying to develop and grow, and you just want that extra kick or that extra boost or that extra just injection of something. Then actually the support that you can get from your peers is something that is really, really special, especially from people who are at a similar level or kind of ambitious in the same way. So a huge part of what I brought away from the mastermind were fabulous relationships that were built, were really incredible connections that were made. It felt like on a level that was very different to online, because just the power of being in person is, oh God, it is like nothing else, isn't it? So I felt so lucky to be able to have those in-person connections. I'm also really lucky to have some incredible online connections. We can't undervalue that. And if that's what we've got to work with, then that's what we've got to capitalize on as well. So there's so many opportunities to make connections with like-minded people, and I think the more that we can surround ourselves with other people on a similar mission, the more likely we are to succeed with our own goals, because we're going alongside others. We're not feeling isolated in our own world. We're not going to doubt ourselves as much. We're not going to question what we're doing as much as when we're in a group where other people are also aiming for the same thing. It's much more likely to drive you forward to actually achieve your goals together. And this is something that we see in our online programs. So we love the fact that people just become each other's cheerleaders. It's amazing. It's so cool to watch. And, this was very much my experience of the mastermind. We all became each other's cheerleaders, and we will continue to be, even though we're all back home in different locations. So this idea of connecting with people and the power of that and the magnetism of that was absolutely something that I literally felt in my heart and running through my blood. It was so powerful. And so that then got me thinking, again, back to the power of community. And this is one of my strongest values. So community and connection and bringing people together and empowering people through those strong relationships is something that is really, really important to me. So I think that really stood out as well as a real key driver for me in terms of what's going to make me successful. It's being around other people where I feel that magnetism and I feel that connection. And I think quite often when we are feeling a bit isolated, working at home, working in our own little bubbles, that's what we need sometimes to just give us that extra push. And certainly if you are scared, if you are nervous about something, so from a PR perspective, if you're nervous about visibility, if you're nervous about how something might go, if you contact a journalist, if you're not quite sure if your content is any good, actually having a group of like-minded people to really support you in that and to really kind of come together is, again, an incredibly powerful thing. So yeah, magnetism. I would encourage you to think about where you could find that. Do you have a really strong network of people already? Could you do more with that? So from our mastermind, we've decided to have a little accountability pod with a particular kind of group of us that really connected. So we're coming back to the UK, and we are now going to be holding each other accountable for all the things that we said we were going to do on that mastermind. And that could be something that you look at, how could you create your own little mini pod, your little mini group of people who can be your cheerleaders and champions and accountability buddies. That could be something that you could look at. And then obviously there's things like opportunities of actually joining in memberships, joining in groups, getting yourself in the world of the online space of other people who have got these similar ambitions, because there is a lot of power in coming together in this space to succeed together. And I've seen that happen. And yeah, again, it's just another factor that helps increase the likelihood of your success, I think. So, as you can see from my random musings and mumblings, I took a lot away from the experience of actually being able to get out of my business, get out of the country, go see some sun, and go hang out with some amazing, incredible people. And I just hope by me sharing some of those sort of highlights, it might make you think about your own circumstances, your own situation, and if you are giving yourself the best chance to succeed in business, if you are giving yourself the best chance of success by actually providing yourself with the best opportunities to grow and to develop. So that's really what I wanted to get you thinking about today. I know, like I said, it's not directly about PR, but I think it all comes back to it in some sort of way, because it's all around how you think about yourself and how you invest in yourself and how behind you are of your own mission and your own purpose and your own passion. Like, how connected are you to all of that? And the more connected you are and the more help you get in terms of actually driving your dreams forward, then the more impact you can make and the more powerful your message is going to be. So, with all that in mind, I would love to invite you to something. So, whilst I was going through all of this experience, I decided that I would like to create a space where we bring people together and we celebrate and we cheerlead and we support and we champion. And we do this all the time anyway. We've got a free Facebook group called PR You Can Do It where we do this. We do it in all of our programs. We do it with all of our clients. But I wanted to open it up a little bit wider. So we have created something called a PR party, which I am so excited about. And it's going to be a week-long activity, basically online, lots and lots of different things happening over the week from the 28th of February to the 4th of March. And what is happening is it's just going to be a place where you can come and hang out, you can get some free PR advice, you can get some tips, you can practice your messaging on us, you can practice your headlines on us, you can really just drink it all in. If you're a complete newbie to PR, you can just drink it all in and just see what goes on behind the scenes. We're going to be sharing some media opportunities, so you'll start to see how that works. We're going to be doing some training, so there's actually going to be a 3-day challenge in the middle of it all if you really want to get stuck in. And we're going to be having some really fun bits as well. So we've got some fabulous clients that we're going to bring in to entertain you, to make you think, to make you stop and take a look at what you're doing, to take check on yourself. There's going to be loads of really cool stuff going on. So it's something that you can dip in and out of across the week, but we thought it'd be a fabulous place to just come together to celebrate you. We will also be celebrating you. There's going to be loads of opportunities to promote yourself in there, and just a place where we can all just sort of take stock and really think about what that mission is that we've got and how we can really make a difference with it. So that's something called the PR Party, and it's taking place in PR You Can Do It. And I will put the link for you to register in the show notes, because I would love as many of you as possible to come and join me in there, to just come hang out and just to see what our world's like, and so that you can get a little taster and a little teaser of actually how PR could be a part of your world too, maybe. So I would love you to come play. I will pop the link in so you can register. And like I say, dip in and out as you see fit. But I think it could be a really fabulous place for you to start if you're at a point where you want to either get PR off the ground this year or you want to do more with your opportunities. So I would love to see you there.
Thank you for listening to PR Powerhouse with me, Jo Swan. If you want to feel empowered and supported and excited about getting in the press, come and join us in our free community over on Facebook at PR You Can Do It. I would absolutely love to see you there so I can help you take those next steps to getting in the media.